for the
Is
mother.
the child innocent in this situation? Has the child done something wrong?
The child is not even it's not even a child. You're talking about something
What is it?
outside
If it's
the
not a
womb.
child, what is it?
It is a leech. It's nothing better than a leech.
Zip, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. What do you have to say?
Do you think abortions are unalivings?
They are.
They are not.
How?
Abortions are just termination of a pregnancy, not termination of a life.
Which means what? What does it mean to terminate a pregnancy?
It just means to end the pregnancy.
Which means what? So you're saying it just means to end the pregnancy. To me, that sounds euphemistic. What exactly should that mean?
Really
in
not.
practice?
My daughter is literally the product of an abortion. And she's 8 now.
Okay, so what I'm trying to end is the normal understanding of abortion, which is the elective offing and removal of the child from the womb. So if you're not talking about that,
do you think that's just something that just happens every day, sir?
It happens quite a bit. Millions of children lose their lives every year. So
they're not children. They're not outside in the world.
What are they? If they're not children, what are they?
A fetus is not a life, sir.
What is it then? If it's not a life, what is it?
It's a fetus.
What does fetus mean?
And sir, honestly, like, abortions are healthcare. Do you understand?
No, hold on. I get it. You believe abortions are healthcare. Let's get down to what you're saying and try to understand if it makes sense.
Let's tell you. Okay. I'm going to tell you. Okay, 90% of abortions are done before 13 weeks. It's not even.
Most abortions are done in the first trimester. I agree.
Right.
So let's understand this situation a bit better. So you're saying that it's a fetus, and are you saying that this fetus is alive?
I'm saying it's a leech on the mother, for sure.
Is the fetus alive, though?
Only because of the mother. If the mother were not alive,
okay, so the fetus is alive only because of the mother.
Right.
I'm fine with that, but the fetus is alive if the mother is sustaining the fetus's life.
Correct.
Okay, and this fetus is a human fetus, you would say?
If it's a product of a human, yeah, it's not like a dog.
Sure,
fetus.
I mean, we're talking about a baby in the womb, so I think we're talking about a product of a human.
And?
Okay, so this is a human fetus that's alive. So what we call that usually is a human being.
Abortions aren't just done to unalive children.
Okay, I understand that you believe some abortions are done
it's not what I believe,
as a C-section or some sort of removal of the baby. I get that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about specifically. I am talking about specifically the treatment they give women, if you can even call it a treatment, that offs the kid and removes the child. So I'm talking about the abortion. Hold on. I'm talking about the abortion pills where you starve and then you push the child out. I'm talking about dilation and evacuation, D&E.
Cool. So do you understand that literally 100% of pregnancies are life-threatening situations?
I don't even know what you mean by that. When I look around, I see that most mothers who get pregnant, albeit that sometimes they're difficult to sustain, they get beautiful children that they love dearly. So I wouldn't say that they're life-threatening. No.
Yeah, they're more than difficult to sustain. They are literally 100% of the time life-threatening situations.
Yeah, 100% of the time they are not life-threatening situations. I don't even know. You'll have to define to me what life-threatening means. Is it life-threatening for me to walk outside?
Sure.
Okay, so everything's life-threatening.
Sure, if you want to put it in a shitty-ass context.
Well, you'll have to explain to me what's the maternal mortality rate. It's very low.
It's very high. It's very high.
No, it is not. Not in this country.
Yeah, actually it is.
So let me ask you a question specifically about the issue. I want to talk about principles with you because you have an understanding of this issue that I think is flawed. And I would like to correct that. And if I'm unable to correct that and you end up being right, I would love to hear why I'm wrong. Okay? So we have an innocent human being in the womb that we are deciding, or we're giving the ability for the mother to decide to off that being, to deprive that being of their current.
Sir. That's not what happens.
Just please listen. Maybe we can come to some agreement here. To deprive that current being of their life and their future life.
What life?
Why should we allow for that?
It's the mother's life. It's not their life. It's the mother's life that's at risk as long as it's in.
So the mother is an innocent being in the situation. I agree, but so is the human child. So is the human baby. So is the human fetus. That's an innocent human life that has done nothing wrong.
You would force a woman to have a child that's a product of SA?
I'm not sure how we got there, sir. What I would like to do is I would like to talk specifically about the principles. Trust me, I get pressed on the SA stuff all the time, and I have a great answer for that as well. But I don't think that we're going to agree.
You have a great answer for it. I would love to hear it.
If you could just listen to actually what I'm saying, and maybe just understand for a moment that there might be a different way to view this issue. if we could agree on the basic principles, then you'll buy my case for how we deal about SA.
I doubt it.
But if we're going to talk about a very difficult and emotionally charged topic, which is SA, something that I find very disgusting and vile in itself. I'm for the most serious punishment against those offenders.
You a Christian?
I don't think that we're going to find agreement in the realm of reason because we're going to be so charged with our own emotions.
Yeah, but this isn't emotional for me, sir. I'm not a woman. So, but are you a Christian?
I'm Catholic, yes.
So, I mean, like, literally the Bible condones SA. So how is
That's
this?
not true. The Bible doesn't
Yeah,
condone
no, it literally
SA.
is.
Nowhere
It
does
literally
our Lord Jesus Christ come down and say that you can SA. Nowhere does God speak to the
condones
world
it,
and say
sir.
you,
It doesn't
you
say
ought to
anywhere,
SA
oh,
people.
don't do
That's
this.
so disgusting of you to say.
No, at no time in anywhere in history does God intervene when people are being SA'd. So it's condoned.
So are you interested in talking about the actual principles at hand, or would you like to just insult and just pivot away from an actual discussion? Are you, sir? Would you say that you're capable of having this discussion?
Are you?
I am, and I'm trying to. I'm trying to get down to the actual principles here, but you won't engage, and you'll just shift away. So I'm trying to have the conversation, but you don't want to have it. It seems.
You can ask a question.
Okay, so the being is alive. It's a human. It's innocent, and so is the mother. Why does the mother have the right or the choice to deprive that being of their life?
Why doesn't she?
We just went over this, that I'm engaging with you,
it's
and you're not reciprocating.
It's her body. That's why she has the choice.
And
it's her
the
body.
first thing that you do when I ask you a question to demonstrate this principle is that you ask a question back.
I'm answering the question. No, I'm answering the question. Shut up for a second. It's her body. She has every fucking choice to do whatever she wants, especially in a life-threatening situation such as a pregnancy.
So she can do whatever she wants with her
Absolutely.
body. She's
100%.
not obligated to any extent to care for her child.
She's not obligated to any extent to care for anybody outside of herself.
Sure. So when she is out, she's not obligated to do anything for anybody, even though she lives in society, even though she benefits from other people, even though she has children. She doesn't have to do anything for anyone. So if you have a child, hold on, let's just see how well this works. Let's say you take this to outside the womb. You have a child that needs your resources as a mother. Can you deprive that child of those resources?
Sir, at that point, the child has rights.
Oh, why does the child have rights at that point?
Because it's not being kept alive by being a leech on the mother on the inside. It's not 100%.
It is being a leech.
It's not 100%.
By your understanding of what a leech is,
it is not
100%
dependent on the mother's resources.
And how is it not?
Which is a life-threatening
What happens to
situation.
in principle? What will happen to a child that you don't take care of? What will happen to a child that you don't take care of, that you're not obligated to give resources to?
Well, many things can happen. You can actually put it in a situation where you could care for it better, or someone else could care for it better. I'm not saying
that those options were not available. You're just a mother. You're a single mom, maybe, and you just have a child.
It would unalive.
Sir,
it would unalive. So why would you put a child in that situation and instead go ahead and have an abortion in the first place? Because you couldn't take care of the child.
Because it is wrong to deprive the child of their life. That's wrong to do.
But if you don't,
make sure that we complete
if you don't have the capacity,
before we jump back to the womb,
if you don't have the capacity to care for a child, then you shouldn't bring one into the world in the first place.
That we are obligated to our children because that's the right and good thing to do.
Yes, and if you don't have the capacity to care for it in the first place, you shouldn't bring one into this world. In which case,
I'm not supporting forcing women to bring children into the world. But once the children are here, now that is a specific occurrence, or that's a circumstance that we have to deal with. It's a political issue, if you will. And we have to consider what is right to do, what is good to do, what aligns with our values. That's why people give their children up for abortion, for adoption, and that's why they find better families to be able to take care of them. Let me ask you a more direct question. Is it just to off an innocent being in the womb?
That would depend on the situation, sir.
So
again, we go back. No, hold on. Again, we go back to whether or not the woman is even able to care for a child in the first place.
Why does that matter? Does the value of the child come from whether a woman can care for it or not?
The value of the life of the mother matters.
I believe the value, or I believe the mother's life matters. Yeah. I've never said it doesn't.
Well, you're making it seem like it doesn't, because it's more important that this child comes in the world than to care for the
Is
mother.
the child innocent in this situation? Has the child done something wrong?
The child is not even it's not even a child. You're talking about something
What is it?
outside
If it's
the
not a
womb.
child, what is it?
It is a leech. It's nothing better than a leech.
I would say that a leech is more, the way you're using it is more relational. You're saying that the child is leeching off of the mother, but that doesn't change the actual nature of what the child is, that being a human being in the womb.
Sure does. Absolutely, 100% does.
So am I wrong to call it a innocent human?
I would say yeah, because it's not.
I'm the wrong one.
So
I'm the absurd one
fetus.
for calling the being inside the womb that comes from sperm and egg, mother and father, that being is not a human being.
I didn't say it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't a human being. You said if it was.
Have you seen pictures of the child in the womb?
You said you asked me if it was an innocent human.
So you believe it's not an innocent human being? Why?
How is being a leech on another life an innocent act?
Because that's just simply human nature. You cannot live alone. You cannot live in a vacuum. You live in a society, and that's actually really good for you. And you're going to depend on everybody. Furthermore, we see this in the world from the point you're conceived until you're let out of the nest, let's say. Meaning that children are very leechy, if you will, on to their parents.
Yeah, so
and
if
nobody
nobody
bats an eye at this reality. Nobody looks at a child and says, "Wow,
so
what a disgusting."
Hold
on. What a disgusting thing, and what a burden to us all that we have all these children running around. No, we don't think like that, because that's not correct.
Yes, children are 100% a burden, sir.
Children are a burden to us?
Yes, they are.
What do you mean when you say burden? What do you mean?
You're 100% responsible for them. If you cannot care for a child,
and
sir,
you believe
you should not have one.
Would you carry this out and say children are a bad thing for society?
Nope, I didn't say that. Burden doesn't mean bad.
What does burden mean to you?
It's a responsibility.
Okay, so they're a responsibility. Is that responsibility inherently good or bad?
It's not.
It's not
neutral.
What?
It's neutral, sir.
So would you say that life is inherently good or bad?
It's neutral.
Really? It's really. So is there any reason to protect life if it's so neutral?
You think life has a purpose?
Of course. Do you?
No. There's no purpose for life.
Really? So there's no reason to protect life?
It's not inherent purpose, sir. There's no inherent.
Do you have any natural inclinations?
What do you mean?
Do you have any desires? Any sort of passions?
I'm a living being. Of course, I'm going to have those things, but they don't manifest.
Do you like sweet desserts?
If you're going to let me answer the question.
No, you're just saying that life has no purpose, but
Correct.
I don't know if I totally buy that. I feel like there's some natural inclinations put inside of you that lead you to some things that are naturally good.
It's not an inherent purpose, sir. There's no inherent purpose to life.
What do you mean by purpose?
Like, we're here like totally by coincidence.
So what should we do? If there's no purpose in life, why are you even here talking to me?
Because we create our purpose.
Oh, we create our purpose. What would be a valid created purpose?
It's not an inherent thing.
What would be a valid created purpose?
The only reason we have a purpose is to better our lives. Otherwise, the only meaning there is to our life is to perpetuate it.
Are some purposes good and are some purposes bad?
Of course, it would be absolutely subjective.
Oh, they would be absolutely subjective. So there's no way we could say they're good or bad objectively.
Correct.
Okay, and there's nothing that we can discern about our reality or natures that would tell us what to do, what not to do, or what the purpose is of our lives.
Yes.
Morality. There's nothing we can really do about anything. We have to just be
morality is a product. Morality is a product of our evolution into a social species.
Okay. And so this all leads you to be pro-choice. You're totally okay with depriving the child of their life. You're totally okay with starving the child out and removing the child from the womb, or maybe cracking its skull or ripping its limbs off. You're totally happy with that.
That's not something that happens, sir.
It does happen, actually.
It really doesn't. If it does,
it does. Do you know what a first
illegal act. It's not
something
that just happens every day.
It does happen every day, actually. I think the statistic, if I am remembering correctly, is about
What you're
every
talking about
90
is an
seconds a baby
illegal
dies
act.
in America.
What you're
Something
talking
like
about
that.
is an illegal. Okay, listen here, sir. Abortions aren't just fucking done. Okay, when
They
they
are done, yeah.
listen,
They
when
happen.
they are,
They happen like
listen.
every
God
minute.
damn, shut the fuck up. When they are done,
Sure.
okay, it is something that is very consensual and very well talked about. It's not something that you can just go to.
I wouldn't say always. I think that Planned Parenthood does try
Oh my
to
God.
push
Okay,
women
never
towards
mind.
abortion. I think we've seen
You're
that
so
with undercover
disingenuous, and you're not
operations.
even fucking trying to have a conversation. So
I'm
you
just
have
actually
a great day.
you're misrepresenting the truth. Okay, you're gone. Well, my time's running up anyway. I do have some business to handle, so I'll have to log off in about a few minutes. If you guys are interested in the Discord server, you're more than welcome to join. I have some amazing people over there, including my video editor, Honey. That's what she goes by online. Incredible person. Her link to her TikTok is in my bio. She's also in the server. I'm sure she'd be happy to engage with you in different topics, as well as some other individuals. I really wanted to engage with that individual on some basic principles to try to come to an agreement, but, you know, you're not always going to come to an agreement with people, and sometimes you just gotta pray for their soul and for them to discover what is true about the world.